And welcome back, everybody, to RHAM Sports Tonight. We have RHAM Girls Varsity Volleyball. RHAM is coming in at 17-0 and 13-0 in league play, ranked 15th in Connecticut. Rocky Hill is coming in at 3-13, 3-10 in league play, and ranked 142nd in Connecticut. Tonight, as your announcer, I am Jake Schluter.
And I'm Maren Haney.
And it should be a good game tonight.
Yeah.
And we have about 2 minutes till this game kicks off.
RHAM Vision, whatever. What are you guys called? RHAM? RHAM Video Productions.
Good evening. Welcome to RHAM High School, home of the Satrons. We would like to remind all spectators that RHAM High School encourages good sportsmanship around the game. RHAM board policy and state law prohibit smoking on school grounds. There's no food or drink allowed in the gymnasium. In case of emergency, exit signs are located at various points in the gym. Thank you. And now for your lineups. First from the visiting team from Rocky Hill. Number 1, Nicole Chamberlain. Number 3, Janelle Tenerowitz. Number 4, Ivana DeGrazia. Number 5, Samantha Brady. Number 6, Ashley Benzelis. Number 10, Grace Fisher. Number 11, Julie Slavin. Number 12, Nicole Shank. Number 13, Marissa DiMatteo. Number 14, Morgan Robb. Number 16, Sabrina Capasso. Number 19, Taia Leonetti. Number 21, Aaron Kelly. And now for your home team, the RHAM Satrons. Number 3,
set 10 times louder than that. We were screaming. Point that out a little bit. We got this. We got this. Nice start for the people right there on the court. And now the court is We're just about to kick this game off as both teams have taken the court. RHAM has now broken their huddle and they're ready to go. And Rock Hill has now broken their huddle and they're ready to go. .11 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. And there's the opening serve of this game. 2 with the bump. 32 with the spike. Gets it over. That ball's out. RHAM down early. 0-1. .11 back to serve again. Ball's in play. 42 dives for it. That ball goes out. RHAM down early, 0-2. 11 back to serve, third time in a row. Ball's over the net. 7 with the set, 2 with the bump. 32, it's it over the net. As that ball goes out of bounds again. RHAM down early, still 0-3. 11 back to serve in the 4th time in a row. 42 with the bump. 2 with the bump. 7 with the spike. That ball goes right off number 11. RHAM with their first point of the night. Scores now 1-3. .12 goes back to serve for RHAM. .12 would serve, ball over the net, ball in play. Right off 21, goes out of bounds.
It's now 2-3.
You see. .12 goes back to serve for 2nd time in a row. Ball over net, ball in play. 21 with a bump. 3 runs into 5. 13 sends it over the net. Hits the ceiling. Point goes to RHAM.
It's now 3-3.
And 12 sends that ball over the net. 3 with a bump. 13 tries to keep it in play. Hits it right into the net. Score is now 4-3. RHAM's winning. 12 back to serve. 4th time in a row. She puts that ball in play. As it goes out of bounds right off number 21.
It's now 5-3.
12 back to serve yet again for RHAM. That ball is up in the air. 11 with a set, 5 with a bump. 13 with the bump, tries to keep it in play. That ball goes right out of bounds. Point goes to RHAM. Score is now 6-3, Ram in the lead. .12 to serve. As that ball goes out, fourth point of the night for Rockville. The score is now 6-4. Three goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. Sends the ball over the net. Ball at the net. Point goes to Rocky Hill.
Ram is still leading 6-5.
Three back to serve for a second time in a row. She hits the ball in the air. Ball over the net. Ball in play. Two with the bump. Seven with the spike. As that ball goes out of bounds. Score is now tied at 6-6. Three back to serve, third time in a row. Puts his ball in play. 42 with the bump. Two with the set. Seven with the spike as it is blocked at the net. As Ram can't get it over the net. Score is now 7-6 in Rocky Hill's favor. Three back to serve again for Rocky Hill. Ball's over the net. Seven with the bump. That ball's going to go out of bounds.
Rocky Hill is now up 8-6.
Three back to serve again. Ball's in play. 11 with the bump. Two with the bump. Seven puts it over the net. Three with the bump. Five hits it over the net. 11 keeps it in play. Seven with the spike. As that ball goes out of bounds again.
And now Rocky Hill is up 9-6.
Three back to serve yet again. That ball's in play. 42 with the bump. Two with the bump. That ball's put up at the net. Point goes to Rocky Hill.
Rocky Hill is now up 10-6.
Three serves the ball over the net. 12 keeps it in play. Two with the bump. 12 hits it over the net. 11 back for Rocky Hill. 19 puts it up at the net. Ram bats it down. Ram's trying to come back here, now down 10-7. Two back to serve for Ram as a substitution for Rocky Hill as 19 comes off the court. Two sends it over the net. 10 puts it back on Ram's side. Two with the bump, 11 with the set. 7 hits the ball over. 11 with a bump into play. 12 sends it over the net. 42 with the bump. 2 with the set. 7 with the spike as it goes right off number 3. Score is now 10-8. Rams losing. Two back to serve for Ram. Two serves the ball. 11 keeps it in play. 12 sends it back. 11 sends the ball right into the net.
Ram is now 9-10. Rocky Hill is still leading.
Substitution now for Rocky Hill as 6 comes onto the court and 12 exits the game. Two back to serve for Ram. Ball's in play as that ball goes out.
Rocky Hill is leading 11-9.
Substitution now for Ram as 2 comes off the court, 10 comes in. Substitution for Rocky Hill also as 6 comes off the court, and number 14 comes into play. .14 back to serve, sends it over the net. 10 with the bump, 7 sends the ball over the net as it is batted down at the net.
Ram now has 10 and Rocky Hill has 11.
Substitution again for Ram as 32 and 42 come off the court. 8 back to serve now for Ram. One more point and this game is tied. 8 sends it over. 3 keeps it in. 5 with the set. 14 with the spike. As that ball is saved by RHAM. A 7 sends it right into the net. Score is now 10-12. Rocky Hill is still leading. Substitution for Rocky Hill as 13 comes off and 21 comes onto the court. That ball is kept in play. 42 keeps it in. 10 safe. Sends it. 7 sends it over the net. 5 with the set. 11 puts it over the net. 10 with the bump. 7 sends it over. As 21 tries to save it but just can't.
Rocky Hill's leading 12-11.
Seven back to serve for RHAM now. She puts that ball in play. 3 with the bump. 5 with the set. 11 with the spike over the net. Ball coming play by RHAM. 10 with the set. 11 hits the ball and keeps it in play with a nice spike, tying the game up at 12 apiece now. Seven sends the ball over the net for RHAM. 14 hits it down. 5 keeps it up. 11 hits it over the net. 7 with the set. 10 with the set. 23 sends the ball over the net. As 23 crossed the line there. Score is now 13-12. Rocky Hill in the lead. 10 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. Ten sends that ball in play. As 23 hits it out. 10 follows it up, keeps the ball in play. 11 hits it over the net. 5 with the set. 11 sends it over. Keeps that ball in play. Another point goes to Rocky Hill. Score is now 14-12. Rocky Hill in the lead. Timeout by RHAM. Rocky Hill takes court as RHAM is still in the huddle. 20 seconds left in the timeout as RHAM is now taking the court. Substitution for RHAM. 10 back to serve for Rocky Hill now. Score is 14-12. She sends that ball just barely over the net. 10 with the set. 11 with the spike. As that ball goes out of bounds. Score is now 15-12. Rocky Hill in the lead. Ten back to serve yet again for Rocky Hill. Lobs that ball over the net. Ball stays in play. 10 keeps it up. 12 with the spike. As 10 hits that ball out of bounds.
It's now 15 Rocky Hill to 13 RHAM Sachem.
14 back to serve now for RHAM. .14 puts that ball in play. 14 keeps it up for Rocky Hill. 3 with the bump as 11 just can't hit that ball over the net as it goes straight down right off. Score is now 15-14. RHAM is down. 14 back to serve again for RHAM. Second time in a row. Puts the ball in play. 21 puts that ball up. 5 with the set. 11 with spike at the net. 10 with the set. 12 the spike as it is not blocked, and that ball stays in play. Point RHAM. Score tied, 15 apiece. .14 back to serve now for RHAM, third time in a row. Ball's put in play. 14 for Rocky Hill. Set. 5 with the set. As 3 hits that ball right into the net. RHAM takes their first lead of this first game. Score is now 16-15 in RHAM's favor. .14 back to serve again. Sends that ball over the net. 14 for Rock Hill, puts it up. 11 with a set. 5 hits it over the net as that ball's going to go out of bounds. Score is now 17-15 RHAM Sachems. 14 back to serve again. That ball's in play. 14 for Rocky Hill, puts it up. 5 with the set. 11 sends the ball over the net. 10 keeps it in play. Sends the ball over the net. 14 for Rocky Hill, keeps it in. 11 with the set, sends the ball over the net. As the point's going to go to RAM.
It's now 18-15, RAM on top.
Timeout now taken by Rocky Hill. RAM now takes court as Rocky Hill is still in their huddle. .20 seconds left in this timeout now. Rocky Hill now takes court. Number 14 is going to go back to serve for RAM. Ref blows the whistle. This ball's in play. 21 puts the ball up. 5 with the set. 11 with the spike. As that ball stays in play, point goes to Rocky Hill.
RAM is still up, 18-16.
Number 5 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. Ref blows the whistle. Ball's put up in the air. Ball's in play, over the net. 10 with the set. 12 with the vicious spike as that ball goes out of bounds, though. Point goes to Rocky Hill.
It's now 18-17, RAM still up.
5 goes back to serve again for Rocky Hill. Substitution for RAM as 23 comes off the court and 32 comes in. Correction, 23 stays on and 42 comes off the court.
Ref
23
did
still going to go off the court.
Ref did make a correction. It is 19-16, RAM.
21 puts that ball up. 5 with the bump. 19 with the spike over the net. 10 with the set. 32 taps the ball over the net. 19 keeps it in play. 21 puts it up. 11 sends the ball over the net. 14 puts it up. 10 with the set. 32 with the spike. As that ball stays in play, point goes to RAM. Score now 20-16. RAM on top. .42 goes back to serve for RAM. She sends that ball over the net with a lob. 10 puts it up. 5 with the set. 19's going to go up to spike it. As 7 keeps that up. 10 with the set. 12's going to go for the spike. As that ball stays in play, point to RAM. Scores now 21-16. RAM on top. .42 back to serve again for RAM. She sends that ball in play. 3 puts it up. 5 puts it up again. 21 has to send it over the net, but instead that ball goes right into the crowd. Point to RAM.
It's now 22-16, RAM up top.
.42 back to serve. 3rd time in a row. Puts that ball up. 19 sends the ball over the net. 42 with the bump. 12 with the spike as that ball goes out of bounds. Point goes to Rocky Hill. Score is now 22-17. RAM on top. Substitution for Rocky Hill as 19 comes onto the court and 21 exits. 11 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. Ball's in play now. RAM with the bump. 12 sends it over. As that ball stays in play for the Ram Sachems.
Rocky Hill got the point for that one. It is RAM still up top, 22-18.
11 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. Sends the ball just over the net. 10 with the bump. 12 sends it over. As they send the ball right into the net. Ball stays in play. 13 sends it up. Sends it over. Point goes to Rocky Hill. Score is now 22-19. .11 goes back to serve now for Rocky Hill. As it is a close one in the first game of this 5-set match. Down with the bump. 32 with the spike. As the ball's batted right back down. Point goes to Rocky Hill. Score is now 22-20. Rams still on top. 11 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill.
After this point, you announce score.
Ball's over the net. 10 keeps it in. 32 with the spike. That ball stays in for the Ram Sachems. Point goes to Ram.
Ram is up 23-20.
12 goes back to serve for Ram. As 11 comes off the court. 21 comes back on for Rocky Hill. Twelve goes back to serve. Ball's in play. As that ball's hit right into the ground by number 3. Point goes to Ram. Scores now 24-20. One more point for Ram, and they take this set. 12 goes back, puts the ball up. Good serve. 21 with the set. 3 with the bump at the net. 7 sends it right back into him. That's 25, folks. That's going to be the first set of the game. Rams now leading 1-0 as far as sets as they take that set 25-20. Ram was down early, but they came back after a couple timeouts, some good teamwork, and they won it.
They had a solid game.
There's 5 sets in a match. That makes it a game.
Both teams will be switching sides of the court now. Two minutes left before we start the second set of this 5-set match. Rams leading 1-0. There's 1 minute left before we start the second set of this match. With 40 seconds left before the second set of this match, Rocky Hill takes the court. Rams still in the huddle. They have 35 seconds left to break it. Ram takes the court with 25 seconds left. Number 2 goes back for Ram. Ref blows the whistle. 2 back to serve. Starting off the second set of this match. 21 keeps it up. 5 with the bump. As that ball is out of bounds.
Is 1-0 Ram.
Two goes back to serve for Ram again. Puts that ball in play. Forward the bump. As they can't get it over the net, point goes to Ram. Score is now 2-0 in the second set of this match. Two back to serve again for Ram. Ball in play. Ball is up. 11 puts that ball out of bounds. Early 3-0 lead for the Ram Sachems in the second set of this match. Two back to serve yet again. Fourth time in a row. 21 keeps it up. 5 with the set. 19 hits it up at the net. As it hit the pole, point goes to Ram. The score is now 4-0 Ram Sachems. Substitution now for Rocky Hill as 13 goes off the court. Two with the serve, ball in play. Ref blows the whistle. She crossed the line. Number 23 and 42 are going to come on as 2 and 12 exit the court for Ram. Correction, 12 stays on the court. 32 goes off. 11 for Rocky Hill back to serve. Substitution now for Rocky Hill as 1's going to exit and 19's going to come back into play. Correction, 13 comes into the game. 11 back to serve. She sends that ball into play. 13 sends it right back. 14 tries to dive. Just can't come up with it. Score is now 4-2. Ram Sachems on top. $11 back to serve now for Rocky Hill. 42 with the bump. 7 with the set. 12 hits the ball over the net. Goes right off 19. 13 keeps it in play. 5 hits it over the net. 42 puts it up. 13 with the spike. No one can get to it. Point goes to Rocky Hill.
It's now 4-3. Rocky Hill up. Ram up. I'm sorry.
$11 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. She puts that ball into play. 7 puts it up. 10 with the set. 32 with the spike. Ball batted right back down to the net. Point goes to Rocky Hill. Score is now tied at 4 apiece. $11 with the set. That ball goes out of bounds. Point goes to Ram. They now take the lead. 5-4. 12 goes back to serve for Ram. $12 runs into it, sends this ball over the net. Ball is barely kept in play by Rocky Hills. That's going to be the 4th hit. Just give the point to Ram.
It is now 6 up for Ram.
$12 goes back to serve again for Ram. She sends that ball into play. 10 keeps it up. 5 with the set. 19 puts that ball into the net. Correction, 13 puts the ball into the net.
Ram now has 7 points.
To Rocky Hills 4. $12 with the serve. Ball in play. 21 hits it up. That ball hits the ceiling. Comes back down. 5's got it. 13 hits the ball over the net. 42 with the set. 10 with the bump. 7 with the spike. As that ball goes out of bounds. Points going to go to Rocky Hill. Score now 7-5. Ram still up. Rocky Hill puts that ball into play. 10 with the set. 32 with the spike. As it goes right off of number 4.
It is now 8-5. Ram is up.
Substitution now for Ram as 14 goes off the court. 11 comes on. Substitution also for Rocky Hills. 19 comes off the court. And number 6 comes on. 10 goes back to serve for Ram. Score is 8-5. This ball's in play. 4 puts it up. 6 with the set. 13 has to hit it over. 42 with the dive. 10 with the set. 11 keeps it over. 5 puts it up. 19 hits it over. 42 with the bump. 10 with the set. 32 with the spike. 'Cause that ball's going to go out of bounds. Point goes to Rock Hill. Score is now 8-6. Ram is up.
How fast is that? Shit, he's fast.
14 goes back to Rock Hill for the serve. That ball goes into the net. Point goes to Ram. Score is now 9-6. Ram Sachem's on top as number 8 and 23 come onto the court. 42 comes off and 32 comes off. What number is she? 8 with the serve. 5 with the set. Rock Hill puts it over. Ball batted right back down at the net. Score is now 11-6. Ram on top. Correction, score is 10-6 as this ball is in play. 13 puts it over the net. 12 keeps it up. 8 keeps it in play. 7 hits the ball over the net. 21 with the bump. 6 with the set. 13 with the spike. They try to block it at the net. Ball goes right over him. 11 with the set. 7 puts that ball over where no one's at. Point goes to Ram.
It is now 11-6. Ram up top.
8 goes back to serve for Ram. She runs into it, puts the ball over the net. 21 with the bump. 6 puts it over. 10 keeps it in play. 11 puts it up. 7 hits the ball over the net. 6 puts it up for 13 for the spike. She sends it over. Nice dive by number 8. 13 tries to put it over the net. Ball goes into the net. Point goes to Ram. 12-6. Ram on top. Eight goes back to serve for Ram. Eight sends it over.
It is now 13-6. Rams up top.
That point went to Ram as 8 goes back to serve again for Ram. She runs into it. She puts that ball up. 5 sends the ball over. 10 keeps it in play. 11 with the set. 23 with the spike. That ball goes right to 21 who keeps it up at the net. 12 keeps that in play. 10 with the set. Sends it right over the net where no one is. Point goes to Ram. Score is now 14-6. Ram Sachem's on top. It goes back to serve yet again for Ram. She runs into it. That ball's in play. Right over the net. 21 hits it into the ground.
It is now 15-6. Ram is still up top.
18 goes back to serve yet again. She steps into it. Ball's sailing. That's in play. 5 keeps it up. 13 with a spike. That ball goes out of bounds. Point goes to Ram. Score is now 16-6. Timeout taken by Rocky Hill. They have 1 minute to think of a plan to come back from the 16-6 deficit. Both teams still in the huddle with 15 seconds left remaining in the timeout. Buzzer sounds. Rock Hill first to break their huddle. 5 seconds left for Ram. Rock Hill takes the court, and so does Ram. Number 8 going back to serve for Ram. Score is 16-6 coming out of that timeout. She steps into it, sends that ball into play. That ball's going to go out of bounds. Point's going to go to Rocky Hill.
Rams still up 16-7.
'21 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. Substitution for Ram as 8 comes off the court. That ball's in play. 12 with the set, 10 with the set, 23 with the spike, sends that ball, hits the net, still is in play, scores now 17-7. Seven with the serve, 21 with the bump. 11 puts that ball into the net. Point goes to Ram.
It is now 18-7. Ram still up top.
7 goes back to serve for Ram. She puts that ball into play as the ball hits the net, points going to go to Rocky Hill. Scores now 18-8. 10's going to go back to serve for Rocky Hill. She steps into it, sends that ball over the net. 42 dives, keeps it in play. 10 with the bump. 12's going to send that ball over the net. 21 keeps it up. 5 with the bump. 11 with the spike. Taps it over. 11 sends that ball. She crosses the line, so the point's going to go to Rock Hill. Score is now 18-9. Rams still on top, doubling up their opponent. Ten goes back to serve. 23 with the set. 10 with the set. 12's going to send that ball with his nice spike. No one's there. Scores now 19-9. Ram on top. 14's going to go back to serve for Ram as number 11 comes off the court for Ram. No substitutions for Rocky Hill. She sends that ball into play. 21 with the bump. And that's going to be the fourth hit for Rocky Hill. Pointing over to Ram.
It is now 20-9. Ram is still up top.
Fourteen goes back to serve for a second time in a row. Ball's up and over the net. 21 with the bump. 5 with the set. 11 with the spike. Blocked at the net. She hits it right back. 14 keeps it in play. 10 sends it over. 4-1 hands it. No one knows who has to hit it. Point goes to Ram. Scores now 21-9. Ram on top. This ball's in play. 5 puts it up. 4 sends it over the net. 14 keeps it in play. Correction, 12 keeps it in play. Ram sends it over the net. 5 puts it up. Sits out at the net. She double hits it. Points going to go to Rock Hill. Scores now 21-10. Ram on top. Five's going to go back to serve for Rocky Hill. As 14 comes off the court for Rocky Hill. That ball's in play just over the net. 12 with the bump. 10 with the set. 12 with the spike. Right into the net. Point goes to Rocky Hill.
It is now 21-11. Ram is on top.
5 back to serve for her second time in a row for Rocky Hill. She puts that ball into play. 10 keeps that ball up. 12 sends it over the net. Right to 21. 5 keeps it up. 4 sends it over. 42 puts it up. 10 with the bump. 12 with a vicious spike. That ball stays in play. Point goes to Ram. They're doubling up their opponent 22-11 in the second set of the match. 42 and 23 come off the court as 2 and 32 enter for Ram. 2 goes back to serve for Ram now. She sends that ball over the net. 10 hits it up. 4 keeps it up. They have to send it over the net. Ram with a set. 10 with another set. 32 with the spike. 21 keeps it up. 19 with a set. Sets up number 4. Ball batted right back down by 32. Point goes to Ram.
It is now 23-11. Ram is still on top.
Just 2 more points, and this is gonna. Ram will take the second set of the match as 2 goes back to serve. 2 steps into it. She sends it over the net. 21 with the bump. 5 taps the ball over the net. 10 with a good bump. 14 with the bump. She sends the ball right over as it nicks the pole. Score is now 23-12. Rocky Hill down. As 23 and 42 come off, 23 and 2 come off, and 42 enters the court for Ram. 11 back to serve for Rocky Hill. She sends that ball over the net. 14 with the bump. 10 with the set. She's going to set up number 12. Taps the ball over the net. 10 keeps it in play for Rocky Hill. 5 puts it up. 4 with the spike. 12 dives. Just can't come up with it. Point goes to Rocky Hill.
It is now 23-13. Ram is still on top.
11 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. That ball sails over the net. It's going to stay in play. Ace Rocky Hill scores now 23-14. Rocky Hill's trying to come back with a little rally here on RHAM as RHAM has to take a timeout. .25 seconds left in the timeout. Both teams still in the huddle. RHAM's going to take the court. Rock Hill follows shortly after. Score is 23-14 coming out of this timeout. 11's going to go back to serve for Rocky Hill. Sends the ball over the net. 42 with the bump. 14 with another bump. Puts it right up at the net. 32 sends it over. No one's there. Point goes to RHAM. Scores now 24-14. One more point. They're going to take the second set of this match. As 12 goes back to serve for RHAM. She steps into it. She puts that ball in the air. Hits it over the net. As that ball sticks to the net. Comes back. 19 sends the ball over the net. 12 keeps it in play. 10 sets him up at the net. 7 with the spike. No one's there. And what's the call, ref? Point goes to RHAM. They take the second set of the match. We have 1 minute left before the third set goes underway. Rock Hill has already taken the court. RHAM huddles in the middle of their side of the court. Both teams taking their side of the court. Now as 11 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. RHAM's up 2-0 in sets. If they take this set, that's going to be match. This ball's up in play. 10's going to send that over the net. She's there for the set. 5 sets him up. 13 sends it over. 42 puts it up in the net. 10 sets it up. She sends it over. 5 with the bump. No one's going to get that one. Point goes to Ram. First point of the third set of this game. Rams up 1-0. Twelve goes back to serve for Ram. She steps into it, sends this ball into play. Number 5 sets up 21, who sends the ball over the net to number 12. 10 sets 7 up. She spikes it. That ball stays in play. Point goes to Ram. Score is now 2-0. Twelve goes back to serve for Ram. Rocky Hill is yet to score. She steps into it, throws that ball up. Ball's in play. 21 with a bump. 5 with a set. Sets up 4. Pounds that ball out of bounds. Scores now 3-0 Ram on top. Twelve goes back to serve for Ram. This is her 4th serve in a row. She puts it in play. 5 with a set. 4 sends the ball right into the net. Point goes to Ram again. Scores now 4-0 Ram. 12 back server, 5th time in a row. She puts that ball up. 21 with the bump. 4 puts that ball up at the net. 13 slightly taps it over. 7 with a save. 12 puts it up. Right back to 7. Taps it over. They can't save it.
It is now 5-0, Ram up top.
Rocky Hill yet to score in that 3rd set of this match. 12 back to serve yet again. No one else has served in this set. She sends it over. 3 for Rocky Hill. Puts that ball right into bounds. Scores now 6-0 Ram on top. And guess who's back to serve? Number 12 again for Ram. She puts that ball into play. It goes out. Now we're finally going to change servers. Rocky Hill scores their first point of this set. Scores now 6-1 Ram on top. 3 for Rocky Hill, back to serve. She sends it, 2 puts it up, 10 at the net, 7 with a spike. That ball goes out of bounds, 2nd point in a row for Rocky Hill.
It is now 6-2, Ram still up top.
I was like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
3 back to serve, 2nd time in a row for Rocky Hill. She puts that ball into play, 7 with a bump, 10 with a set. She sets it back. 21 hits it right into her own player. Point goes to Ram. Scores now 7-2 Ram on top. Ram looking for substitution as number 3 comes off the court and 11 comes in. Also substitution for Rocky Hill as 4 comes off and 6 comes onto the court. Both teams ready to play. 10 goes back to serve. She steps into it, sends the ball over the net. 21 with the bump. That ball's going out of bounds. 5 can't catch up to it. Point goes to Ram. Scores now 8-2 Ram on top. Ten goes back to serve again for Ram. That ball's up. It's in play. Rocky Hill sends it over. She taps it back. No one's there. That ball goes out, though, as the point goes to Rocky Hill. The score is now
8-3.
14 sent that ball over. Ram's got it now. Points in the for Ram for an illegal maneuver by Ram. Score is now 8-4 as number 14 goes back to serve for Rocky Hill. Ball's in play. 11 puts it up. 10 dives. That ball stays in play, but it goes right off 42. Point goes to Rocky Hill. Score is now 8-5. Rocky Hill with a little rally trying to come back from the 8-5 deficit. That ball's in play. 14 puts it up. 10 with the bump. They got to send that over. 12 puts it up. 3 with the dive. Puts it out of bounds. 5 tries to catch up to it. Just can't. Point goes to Ram. Scores now 9-5. Ram on top. Substitution as number 8 comes on. 32 comes off. Number 8 back for Ram now to serve. She steps into it. She sends that ball over the net. Ball's up in the air. 5 puts it up. 13 sends it over. 12 would save. She spikes the ball. No one's there to get it. Number 11 scores another point for Ram. Score is now 10-5, Ram on top. You got next one. 8 back to serve yet again for Ram, third time in a row. She steps into it, puts that ball up. 11 puts the ball up with the set. 14 with the set. 13 sends it over. 12 keeps it in play. 10 puts up the net for 7 with the spike. She lightly taps it over. No one's there. Point goes to Ram.
It's now 11-5, Rams up top.
Eight back to serve, fourth time in a row for the Ram Sachems. She takes her right step, forward step, puts it into play. 11 puts it up, 5 with the bump. 13's got to spike that ball over. As that ball goes out of bounds, point goes back to Ram. Score is now 12-5, Ram on top. Ram now scoring 4 points in a row after giving up 3 in a row to Rocky Hill. 8 goes back to serve. She steps into it, sends that ball over the net. 11 puts it up. 5 with the set. 10 bumps that ball to the other side. 5 puts it up. 10 at the net. 23 with the spike. Ball's batted right back down by Rocky Hill. Score is now 12-6, Ram on top. Both teams substitutions. 21 back to serve for Rocky Hill. Ball's in play. 42 with the bump. 10 with the set. Ball's up for number 11, who taps the ball right over the net. No one can reach it. Point goes to Ram.
Rams up top is 13-6.
7 goes back to serve for Ram now. That ball's in play. But it goes out of bounds. Points go to Rocky Hill. Scores now 13-7, Ram on top. Ten back to serve for Rocky Hill. She sends that ball in the net. Points going to go to Ram. Score is now 14-7. Substitution for Ram as 2 comes onto the court. 11 comes off. And right into the game, she's going to go back to serve for Ram. She sends that ball over the net. 21 with the bump. 5 tries to catch up to it as 14's going to send that ball over the net. 42 puts that ball up. 10 keeps it in play, puts it right at the net for 23. That ball goes over. 21 puts it up. 5 with a set. Sets up number 11, who spikes it. They try to hit the ball back. Ball goes right out of bounds off the Ram player. Score is now 14-8, Ram on top. Substitution now for Rocky Hill. 4 comes onto the court. 14 steps off. 5 back to serve for Rocky Hill. That ball goes over the net. 42 for Ram. 10 sets up number 12. She has the spike. No one can reach it. Point goes to Ram. Score is now 15-8. Substitution for Ram as 23 comes off the court. 42 comes back on. Right into the game. She's going to serve. Only 10 more points for Ram. They're going to take the game from Rocky Hill. 42 with the serve. 10 sets the ball. 5 with another set. 4 keeps that ball in play. 42 with the dive. 32 puts that ball over net. That ball's going to go out of bounds. Point goes to Rocky Hill.
It is now 15-9, Rams still up top.
Eleven goes back to serve now for Rocky Hill. That ball's up and in. It goes out of bounds. Point goes to Ram. The score is now
16-9.
Ram on top. Substitution now for Rocky Hill as 11 exits the court. 12 back to serve for Ram now. She puts that ball up over the net. 21 digs it. 13 puts it up. 21 sets it over the net. 42 puts it up. 10 with the set for 32 with the spike. It's batted right back down. Rocky Hill scores a point. Score is now 16-10. Ram on top. Three back to serve for Rocky Hill. That ball's up and in play. 42 with the bump. 10's going to set. 32 again. Ball goes right off 13 for Rocky Hill. Point goes to Ram. Score is now 17-10. Ram on top. Substitution now for Ram as number 2 exits the court and 11's going to come on. And 4 exits the court for Rocky Hill as 6 comes on. 10 back to serve now for RAM. She sends that ball into play. 13 with a bump up. Legal touching by Rock Hill. Point goes to RAM. Score is now 18-10. RAM on top. Ten sends the ball over the net for RAM. 11 with the bump. 6 with the set. 13's got to send the ball over the net. 10 keeps it in play. 11 puts it up. Points going to go to Rock Hill. They're trying to come back. Score is now 18-11. RAM on top. Substitution now for Rock Hill. 14 comes onto the court. 6 comes off. And right into the game. 14's going to go back to serve for Rock Hill. She sends that ball in play. 42 with the bump. 10's going to set up number 32. Taps the ball over the net. 3 with the bump. 5 with the set. She's going to set up number 13. He taps the ball over the net. 10 keeps it in play. 11 puts it up. 7 sends it over the net. No one's expecting it. Ball's going to go off Rock Hill. She can't keep it in play. Point goes to RAM. Scores now 19-11. Substitution now for RAM as 8 comes onto the court. 32 comes off. 42 also comes off. RAM only needs 6 more points. 8's going to serve this ball into play. 3 with the bump. 5 with the set. 10's going to send that ball over the net, but 10 for RAM keeps it in play. 11 puts it up. 23 with the spike. It's batted back down. 10 keeps it in play. 11 puts it up the net. 7 with the spike. She keeps it in play. That ball's going out of bounds. 6 can't get to it. Point goes to RAM. Scores now 20-11. Only 5 more points left in this game as 8 goes back to serve for RAM. Score is 20-11. That ball's in play. 3 keeps it up. 14 with a bump. 13 sets the ball over the net. 10 keeps it up. She sends it over. Ball's still in play. 10 with a bump. 7 sends it over. 3 can't hit it up. Score is now 21-11. RAM on top by 10. 4 more points and it's game. With this win, RAM will improve this 18-0 and 14-0 in league play. Hoping to improve their Connecticut rank of 15th in the state. 8 comes back to serve. That ball's over the net. 11 keeps it up. 13 puts it up at the net. No one's ready. Who's awarded the point? RHAM's awarded the point.
It is now 22-11. RAM on top.
8 goes back to serve for RAM. That ball's in play. 5 puts it up. 14 sends it over the net. It's on RHAM's side. 10 puts it up. 7 with the spike. That ball's going to go out of bounds. Point's going to go to Rock Hill. Score is now 22-12. 7 puts it up. 10 at the net. 11 with the spike. 3 tries to keep it up. She sends it in the net. Ball's still in play. 21 sends it over. That ball's up. 10 with the set. She sets up 32. Sorry, number 11. He spikes the ball. 21 can't get to it. That point's going to go to RAM. Only 2 more points left in this game. Substitution now for RAM is 11 is going to come off the court. 8's going to come in. Multiple substitutions now for RAM. 9's going to come onto the court, and 7's going to come off. And also 15's going to come onto the court, and number 12's going to come off. 2 more points now for RAM, and with this loss, Rock Hill will decrease to 3-14 and 3-11 in league play. Sorry. 9 goes back to serve for RAM. She sends the ball into play. 5 with the set, 11 with the spike. That ball's going to go out of bounds. Point to RAM. Scores now 24-12. 1 more point, and that's the game. And 32 and 8 come off the court for RAM. As the crowd is realizing this is most likely the game. This ball's in play. It could be it. 3's got it up. 14 keeps it in. They're trying to keep it alive. 3 puts it up. Points going to go to RAM, and that's the game. Taking 3 sets out of 5, 3 in a row. Winning the third one, 25-12. No problem tonight for RAM, as they improved to 18-0, 14-0 in league play, and hoping to improve their rank of 15th in the state of Connecticut. And that was such a great game tonight. And signing off, I'm Jake Schluter.
And I'm Aaron Haney.
Have a great night, everybody.